Hello everyone, odedex here, welcome to episode 130 from Resident Let's Play. So in the previous episode, I wanted to start creating a mining cart. However, I encountered a problem when I realized that creating a mining cart using a Galgadorian drill is kind of impossible, mainly because of most materials I barely have of, and they're actually also very hard to farm. The recipe for creating the lamp of Galgador, that's the big problem here. So the Galgador is composed of a couple of materials. Magma cream is something that I have. The problems that I really have are gas tears, fermented spider eyes, and Iovenders, or basically ender pearls. Now, off screen I started to think about ideas on what can I do, how can I solve most of those problems. And I decided the first problem I'm going to solve is ender pearls, and I also in the previous episode, if you I remember correctly, actually also farmed myself a full soul shard, a tier 5 soul shard of Enderman. So in this episode, I'm gonna get to it, get an Ender farm running, hopefully. I kind of played with it in a test world. I got a design that roughly works, and hopefully by the end of this episode it's gonna work. As you can see, I'm coming here to the farm. I just want to take a quick look, see what's happening. You can see it started growing significantly more. I helped it quite a bit with bone meal to help boost the growth rate, but yeah, it starts to look like a genuine farm, which is pretty good. It still worries me that there is the chance that one round trip will not be enough in terms of storage in the chest, but I don't really know, we'll have to see. For the time being, it seems fine. Alright, so the design I'm gonna go for the Ender farm, or actually before doing that, okay, let's take it from the beginning. So when you want to make an Ender farm, let's think about the problems. So there are a couple of things about them. First, they're Endermen, which means they teleport around. Second, they deal damage, which means I have to take into consideration the fact that I cannot actually kill them so easily. And third, they're 3 blocks high. So the thing is, my design to start it actually came from my Wither Skeleton farm design, which is built like this using golems, and it kind of has those holes that those skeletons can fall through but not attack the golems when they attack them through those holes. So my design heavily relies on this, but it has a couple of differences. First one is Enderman can teleport around. And because Enderman can teleport around, you are very limited to what you can do with it. However, Mistcraft is very convenient and gives us the ability to create a void age. So let's actually do that. Let's actually create an age which is completely empty. So in terms of features, I'm gonna copy my usual, I think it was, let's copy from age 71 because I don't actually need it anymore. That was my old quarry age, which is basically, yeah, it's empty now. I could keep mining it if I really want to, but essentially this age has nothing. So let's copy properties from that book and use it, because I know this is a stable age. This is something I like doing. Copying from a stable age is kind of a good thing because you know it works. I'm going to need some paper. Let's get some paper. I did introduce a paper crafting system into my Applied Logistics, so let's use that. Let's get 30 paper and place it in here. And let's start copying. So first I'm going to place my notebook here and start copying. Okay, so in terms of biomes, it doesn't matter which biome it is because it's going to be empty. Single biome, I think, is also fine. Yeah, single biome is fine. Noon is fine. Zero length is fine. Normal sun is fine. Normal moon is fine. Ender star field, it will feel right at home. Standard lighting is fine. And now, here is where the things start to change. Instead of flat, I'm gonna go for void world. So in my terrain notebook, I have something called void. So void, and the rest is no weather, this question mark which I have no clue what it still does, but it works, and this thing. Okay, take that notebook and dump it in here. Can replace my notebook here. And make make a linking book back here, and I can also get myself a book stand to come back. Let's take this book from here and place it in here, and that's it. You can pretty much go there. H72, let's go. This should be extremely fast to load because this is the age. That's it. This is how the age is gonna look. It's completely empty in every direction. You can go fly anywhere. Let's actually let's set up a waypoint, which is entry platform, and I can see some particles over there. It's actually interesting. I don't know what's in there. Is it a bug or there is something here? What's this? It looks like a beehive, but there is nothing here. I have a feeling that's a bug. It's a funny bug though. Anyway, this is pretty much it. This is how the world is going to look like. And why it's so important is because when I make my ender farm here, they will not be able to teleport anywhere. They have nowhere to go. So this is the first thing. So let's get back, set up my linking book and go back. And I can now move between the ages safely, I hope. Yeah, well, I'm landing on the book, but that's fine. Okay, so this is done. Now for the actual trap part. Now I'm gonna use the same method that I've used before, which is the golems. And I've actually created those before a couple of times, but you know what? I want to actually show you guys that the difference that I've made since. Some episodes ago, I placed like a dozen of those batteries around. And I want to show you guys their effect actually on how they work when you craft a very large quantity of things that require Thumbcraft Vs. Most of them, or all of them even, got to the point where they're fully charged. You can see that they've turned purple, or not purple, but this very deep magenta color. This one turns like this, or those. These two as well. Basically, all of them absorbed a very nice amount of this. I'm pretty sure the maximum amount even, but a very large amount nevertheless. So with that placed here, now you'll be able to see that when I craft high quantity of things, my stuff won't actually have problems recharging, and the aura will still be very highly saturated. So let's get everything that I need, and we can get started with crafting. Okay, so I got a couple of things that I'm gonna need to craft it. Quite ironically, a part of the golem, I'm gonna need the ghost aspect, and quite ironically, wither skulls have it. Now, wither skeleton skulls usually are a very precious item, but I have a ton of those because of my farm. I have more than 64 stacks. This is kind of ridiculous, but I know this is, yeah. Okay, so first let's start up by crafting the cores. I'm gonna need 16 cores. I'm gonna go for pretty much the identical design, meaning 16 golem, 16 everything. Where's my... okay. So 16 cores. Now again, remember, I'm using full Thumbcraft gear, full gear of the Thaumaturge, and I'm creating things as normal. And you'll see on my bottom left corner here the amount of aura in the area. Now usually prior to doing this I used to have problems with this regenerating, but now you'll see that I have pretty much no problems at all. Now it's gonna take some time, but overall it's gonna regenerate very, very fast. So let's keep crafting those things. I can probably, let's use the jars. It will be easier and more convenient to just do this and then craft it like this. Now I'm out of motion. This is empty. Why did this just happen? Okay. So I got all my cores apart from one. I just need one with motion, one more with motion. I do have some rubber here. So 4 of those, which gives me this one. And now let's turn all of those into strength cores. With potentia, now potentia apparently I don't have enough of. Okay, I'm gonna keep crafting those and you'll see the result after I'm gonna finish. You can see how the aura regenerates in spikes, like I think every 5 seconds or so, a couple of batteries are releasing their energy back into the aura, so it kind of spikes up by like 10 aura or something back. It's not instant, but it's still very, very fast, and you can see actually the way the staff regenerates its Vs is also extremely fast, basically at base rate, so this is very useful. Okay, so I finished up all the cores. I actually also set up the recipes here. You can see, of course, that my wand is full. On the bottom left, you can see I'm very high on aura, but you can see that now the batteries, this one at least, started to lose its color. So this is pretty much the only indication that says that yeah, the aura from those batteries is being used. Now also, before starting to craft the actual golems, instead of dumping the materials one at a time, what I'm doing is actually dumping the materials like this, making the aspects out of them and letting my golems store them. So I can craft them pretty much a lot faster in one batch instead of doing it kind of, one at a time and repeating the same process over and over. So this, I don't know, just trying something new method of crafting with Thermocraft, see how that turns out, if it feels faster or not. Overall, it seems faster. At least for now, I got rid of all this growing things. Well, not all of them, you can see that I still have some of them, but all of those grow stuff that I got that clogged all my jars here, so it's now being filled up with other aspects. Okay, so once again I reached the flux level of dangerous because I eventually decided to give up on crafting the way I did. It also, yeah, it started causing those problems because I'm using some weird numbers, and this is pretty much the result. Anyway, I'm at dangerous levels again of flux because of all the movement and all the excess aspects that I'm throwing into the aura, and some fun things are about to happen most likely. The previous time there was just a crazy thunderstorm and then it passed away. Who knows what will happen this time. However, I'm just gonna keep crafting. Yeah. Okay, so pretty much finished the entire crafting. I got myself 16 Golem Guardians and 16 Dart Launchers. The crafting itself wasn't that very fast, but at no point whatsoever I had to stop and wait for additional Vs. However, I'm right now at the dangerous Vs levels, and I'm pretty sure all my batteries are empty. And I guess it will also still take some time to regenerate, but still, I didn't have to take any break or something, just to wait for things to regenerate. Let's take a look at all the batteries, see how they work. And I'm pretty sure that the node that I had right here is either gone completely. Yeah, it's turned into this flux node. It's pretty bad. It's gonna generate wisps very soon. And you can see all the vis movements between the nearby nodes. But all the batteries are completely empty. The ones that I have here are empty. The ones that I had here are empty. Everything is pretty much empty. Now, I don't craft with Thermocraft that much, but even for that one time, one in a lifetime that I do craft it, it's a good thing to have those batteries available so I can craft a large batch of items just when I want to. Now, in terms of the dangerous flux levels, I'm not exactly sure what that's gonna do, but we'll see. Just before going to actually set up the farm, I'd like to see how does my wheat farm looks like. If it's, yeah, it starts to take, yeah, definitely looks like a farm now. This is a farm. This is a good looking farm. And seems pretty good. I don't know, I think I'm not generating seeds yet. But, let's have a look actually. I'm pretty sure that I'm not generating seeds yet. And if I am, I'm pretty sure I'm still crafting seed oil. Yeah, there are still no seeds in the system. So if there are no seeds in the system, that means that there's still no extra seeds being generated, but you just saw that the internal farmer inventory is starting to get full right here. And when everything is planted, I think by average every plant will generate 2 seeds. One tree plant itself and one for extra seed basically. So over time eventually it will start generating the extra seeds, and that will be when this farm starts to be useful. It also generates wheat, which I'm not sure what to do with yet. And yeah, starting to have a nice amount of wheat as well. I also, in case you've noticed in the beginning of the episode, I also added 2 more 64Ks right here in terms of storage, and removed 116K, just to increase the storage over time. Eventually I'm also going to need one more ME drive entirely, but it's kind of limited by the amount of cores that I have. Every time creating some of those drives, depleting my quartz, and I have one more project that I like to do with quartz, one more planning logistics project, and I'm going to need a large amount of them. So it's kind of a good thing to conserve them. Okay, let's get started with the trap. So to get the trap going, I'm gonna need those golems. I'm actually gonna need one more wooden golem, which I forgot to craft. Let's see if I have a spare one. If not, I'm just gonna quickly craft one off screen. I don't. Okay, let me quickly craft one more iron golem off screen. Not iron, wooden golem. Okay, so I decided to go for one golem, which is a fast worker, instead of two golems, which are something else. We'll see how that turns out. Let's already start by adding ender pearls to my sorting system, because I'm gonna use the white chest to move things around. My last spot at my sorting machine. And so every ender pearl now entering this chest will be sorted out. And I'm gonna need one chest, one white chest. So this chest, the golems, I'm gonna need the actual crystal, the soul shard for the Enderman. So that's that, and a soul cage. I think a soul cage, if I recall correctly, is just bars. Yeah, just bars. So just I need 8. So just one. Can store the rest. And let's get some sort of a redstone signaling device. Just a lever will do, nothing too fancy. And lastly, a bunch of cobblestone. A lot of cobblestone. Now this trap won't be made any fancy. Not gonna have any glass all around it or a shiny roof or anything like that. And there's a very particular reason for that, because when Endermen have spots to teleport to, this is bad. I can't allow them to teleport anywhere. I'm gonna need them to stay put in a single place. So I'm getting a lot of cobblestone, but this cobblestone is only to set up the actual farm, and every extra cobblestone is gonna be removed. Like anything that I cannot have there will be better. Okay, so let's actually change the name of this book. But okay. Let's keep it that way for the time being, and let's start building it. Now, I still would like to have the entry platform like this, still, kind of clean and available to move on. So I'm actually gonna move away from here. I'm gonna build the actual trap away from here. I'm gonna have it, I think let's build it a stack of cobblestone away from here. Or you know what, let's go for half a stack. I think after half a stack they simply cannot teleport. I hope. You know what, let's not hope. Let's go for a full stack. Moving the trap afterwards will be kind of annoying. So let's just go full stack. Okay, and build the trap from here. So it's gonna go for the same design with 16 of those holes. So let's set it up like this. So those are holes. Or actually, let's set up the platform first. Okay, so those are holes. And this is another one. And I did consider going for a full checkerboard, like instead of going with those holes surrounded by cobblestone, I could go for a perfect checkerboard, like every block is surrounded by the opposite, so every corner will be an empty hole. But I rather not go for that, because I think Endermen, unlike withers, can still attack through corners and things like that, so this is kind of a safer method. If I don't have to replace my golems, the better. It's better. Like, I don't really want to create more of them because they died or something. This is kind of stupid, so let's just go safe mode. It's still efficient enough, and it shouldn't be any problem. Okay, so I'm gonna finish building this trap. Okay, so this is pretty much the trap. This is the way it looks. It's very simple. I did make the second layer kind of double layered, so in case I need to break anything, I can just break it without anything falling down. Because this is a void world. If anything falls down, it's gone. So I'd rather not lose anything. Right at the center, let's place the actual collector golem. So let's have the ender chest in the ground, like this. And the golem right on top of it, like this. And let's set up all the other golems. So every golem is same as the previous trap, is a strong iron golem. This time no visors. I don't know if there is a difference between the withers or not, but there is no need for visors. So just strong golems with the dart launcher upgrades, so they can attack monsters from ranged. It kind of helps, so makes things go faster. Let me complete placing them. Okay, so they're all placed, and surprisingly enough, the trap is pretty much completed. Let's just break off this, so the Enderman won't be able to teleport away from here. So just dropping the bridge, meaning that from now on, the only way to move here will be flight. Without flying, I cannot move there. But other than that, I really should never ever have any need to visit this. Like, it should be working permanently without any problems. Unless for some reason they are managed to get killed, my golems. But there shouldn't be any reason for that happening. So let's set up the actual thing. So place the soul cage right in the middle. And set the lever so I can turn it off or on if I want to. The Enderman, tier 5 shard, and turn it off. They should start spawning, fall into the holes, and die. Now, this sometimes happens, where you might lose an iron golem and just lose 2 apparently. Now you can still see, when you see an iron golem flashing kind of green, that means it's just taken damage. And when they take damage, that means that the Enderman can attack them. So this is why I place it like this. I'm actually starting to consider changing some stuff. Let's turn it off quickly. I'm actually considering to add... I don't think I found that upgrade yet, you know? There is the upgrade that lets them recharge faster. I think I haven't found it yet. Yep, I haven't found it yet. I'm actually now worried that they might die. On my test world that didn't happen, but now it seems to. Now the fact that they've fallen down, that doesn't worry me that much. I actually think that they get teleported when they get too far away. So even this is just a property for golems. So when they fall down, eventually they get teleported back. That might be kind of unbalanced for what am I doing here. Like, it's not fair. Like, if they're falling down, they should be gone. But that's kind of the way it is. Now, the thing is, they're taking more damage than I expected them to take, and this is kind of worrying me. I don't want them to die. There are a couple of solutions to this. Most notably is either giving them armor, and I can do that, giving them the golem iron plating. It will be annoying to craft with all the iron chest plates and the iron ingots and those aspects. But I think that will be just the easier way out. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna craft those iron plates and give all of them some more armor, so they take less damage. But you can see that they did drop ender pearls. Now, I think I had like what, 77 ender pearls in storage. Let's see how many I have right now. 83. So you can see this is pretty much a working farm. Now let's just make it even more working. Let's give those golems some more protection. Yeah, probably I'm gonna off-screen go ahead and build some of those iron upgrades, iron armor upgrades. Okay, so I decided to change my mind in regard to crafting the golem iron plating, mainly because right now I don't have enough V's available to me to actually craft it. The one of the Thermatorge only has at the moment, yeah, almost 300 V's, but that's not even close to enough. Instead, I actually want to go ahead and find a different accessory available to golems, and I'm gonna go do that in the same age with the Mistcraft Trader, because that age is designed to have villages. So let's actually set up a waypoint that I can go back here, village with book, and start exploring this age instead. Now there is one more thing. Basically, considering my ender trap, I basically consider now my ender trap completed. It needs to be repaired. At the moment, it's turned off. I know it's turned off. It needs to be modified slightly, but I consider it repaired. So. Looking towards the next project, there is something that I really want to try, and for that I'm going to find some great wood trees, and also at the same time I can try to go and find some of those dungeon towers with books in them, with fragments hopefully. So I'm going to go ahead and explore this age a little bit. It's an age that's supposed to have many villages, if you recall, many villages, and it's a one giant forest. So yeah, so I'm gonna explore a little bit, and I'll update you guys when I find something interesting. Ooh, interesting. I just found one of those libraries, those Mistcraft libraries, and they had crystals. This is something that I've been looking for a really long time, and it's quite ironic that I found it now because I don't need it anymore now. I had plans for it in the previous, sometime previously, but you know what? I'm gonna take that. The other pages I already have. I think maybe Overcast I don't have. Yeah, and also found some of those Thumbcraft dungeons, so I looted them a little bit. But really, so far, no new villages and no new. Oh, there we go. Another one of those Thumbcraft dungeons. They're also pretty good. They have the fragments that I'm looking for. Not interesting, not interesting, and not interesting. Yeah, this is also sometimes happens that you find this dungeon, but it doesn't have the fragments. This age isn't actually that good, you know, in terms for exploration. And still no great wood tree. I'm still looking for one. And I really like to find one this episode because they're a very special property which probably could be useful for my Eye of Galgador project. The project of which I really plan to somehow be able to farm all the products to create it. But still, is that? No, that's a rubber tree. Okay, I'm gonna keep looking. Okay, so I'm back in my overall mainly because I'm out of juice for my graviton suit, so it needs charging. But I did manage to find a little bit more fragments before leaving, and one more portal gun. This is kind of funny that I already have my second portal gun, but I'm not really using them. Where's my first one? I remember having another one. This is a bacon gun. Okay, so I managed to find enough knowledge fragments for one research. If I'm lucky, that will be the one that I'm looking for. And the accessory that I'm looking for is called a fez hat. And the fez hat is specifically designed for what I need. It makes the golems that they wear it to recharge their health faster, to regenerate faster. So let's try researching it. We'll see if that will be enough. First, I'm going to create the actual research thingy. The research notes. I haven't researched for quite some time. Oh, whoops, wrong place. Okay, and yeah, I'm gonna need to get some stuff, so let's get them. Okay, so I got a bunch of things. Started with gold, and apparently it has the expensive stuff. Yeah, I got tiny phases. This is what I was looking for. I was lucky because I still am missing some other things, and apparently got lucky. Okay, silver is unnecessary. Food is apparently yeah, because it's the force of life. And there are two more things. Let's try nether warts. Nope. Dark zacordite, probably not. Yeah. Blue zacordite, nope. Aluminum, nope. Well, knowing what they do, I have a feeling they're gonna require the health thingy that comes from potions. And probably fabric. So let's get some string. String has the fabric material, the fabric aspect. Probably it's going to require this and the healing aspect. Yeah, this is the fabric. And, oh wait, no, the cognito aspect. Okay, sure, no problem. Okay, and I got myself tiny fezzes. Learn that. New discovery. And they're cool too, apparently. This strange headgear seems to fill any golem wearing it with unusual vitality, allowing it to repair damage at a much faster pace. This is what I was looking for. So I'm gonna need 16 of those. So a lot of string, and a lot of red wool, and a lot of food aspect. And actually I can use wheat for my food aspect, so that's kind of neat. So yeah, I'm gonna craft 16 of those, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got myself 16 fezzes, and also bring with me a chunk loader, so I can actually force load that age. Okay, so it's in this direction. Now the cage is still turned off, so let's add the chunk loader. Just gonna add it here. It's gonna, yeah, that's perfectly fine. Nothing too fancy about it. Let's close it up again and give every golem fez, and now they will look awesome. I mean, you can't argue with that. They are awesome looking right now. How can you not like the way they look? Come on. With their tiny little fezzes. And the Thumbnomicon says tiny fezzes are cool too. I mean, what else can be as cool as tiny fezzes? This is uncomparable. They are awesome. Okay, let's turn it on again and see how it looks. Okay, so how fast they regenerate I don't really know, but supposedly they should be regenerating faster. Well, the only real test is to keep it running, and not one of them just fell, but it should be teleported soon. Or already teleported, yeah, again. They keep falling, but they keep getting teleported. I think it's just something with Thumbcraft code telling golems that if they for some reason go too far away from their spot, from the designated area, it just simply teleport back. Well, anyway, well, I can still lose some ender pearls, but at least overall it's a farm right now. We can actually, we can actually see it in the overworld. Now that this chunk is loaded, it will keep running. You can actually see in the overworld, if I check up my ender pearl count, it's rising. So yeah, officially a working ender pearl farm. Pretty good, pretty good. And yeah, not bad. Too bad I had to use the same design. To be honest, I originally wanted to try and use modular force field systems, the MFFS mod, but at some point it just gave up. It's too, for me, it's a little bit too unintuitive, and I don't know, it's a pain to play with, in my opinion. So I decided to go with Thumbcraft again, and this is the result. And most importantly, looking at the Galgadorian thingy, I pretty much just nailed a third of the recipe. So the only two problems left are the fermented spider eye and the gas tears. The Eye of Ender is taken care of, and I can now have as many of those as I'd like. No problem. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so as always, being a 10th episode, episode 130, you can guys expect a download link for my save file in the world below, as the world is right now. And yeah, so as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.